Grandest Salami, the online league I play in with a bunch of other folks, some of whom you can see in the chat right now. Hello, Snaggle. Hello, the Ludwigs. Hello, Eddie, the newest GM in the league, taking over the Yokohama Astrals. I'm just taking a look at last year's draft to see if there were any standouts. Some folks who've already made the jump to the majors, looking at Norihiko Kamiya for the for the Panthers, managing to pitch in the postseason, going straight from rookie league into the bigs and getting starts, like putting up 5 shutout innings against the Bulls in the clinching game. You want to talk about nails? Kamiya is that. Then you got guys like Yuto Hata who are nowhere near ready for the bigs, but still working on going up. Akihiko Wada, there's still bargain picks to be made in the second round. This guy might turn into something special. But enough about last year. Let's talk about this year. This is the first year draft for the Japanese Professional Baseball Organization, aka the JPBO. And if you don't know what the JPBO is, go download it and add it to your Out of the Park save. The Out of the Park 27 content is now up. Thanks to the World Baseball Classic license, there have never been more real league-redacted players in the game as there are now. Oh, volume low? Okie doke. Let me crank that up a little bit, Soldier Boy. Better? Okay. Here's the draft order from last season. The Bruisers and Woodpeckers taking surprising nosedives after their recent run of success. The Bulls are just always there. The Aces, Japan champions. The Panthers making the postseason for the first time in franchise or under their current GM. The Vipers coming a tiebreaker away from a postseason berth and just missing out. And then there was me who snuck in on my ass and somehow managed to run all the way to the Japan series. Hee hee, ha ha, hoo. So the way this works, if you're unfamiliar with the JPBO, is that just like in the real world, we've all picked our first round selections in advance without knowing who anyone else has taken. If no one else named that player is ours to keep. If someone else named the player, all teams who name the player go into a lottery draw. Winner gets the player, loser has to pick the next player in their list that they've submitted to me. Once we get all 12 players selected, then we're going to Stats Plus for a regular draft. This is just the first. And we'll see if anyone successfully zigs when others zag. So let's get this thing underway. I wasn't able to do as much recording for it as I usually like, but pretty sure we'll manage. We now go to the floor of the Shinagawa Prince Hotel.
第一巡選択を希望選手札幌
遠藤宇三郎投手久留米商業高等 There's our first pick, our first selection. It is Usaburo Endo. You could argue that was the big pitcher in this draft. Already rated a 34 overall in the JPBO. Profiles very well, even at the majors level. 5-pitch mix, some of those stand to be plus. The change-oof, who cares if that develops? You got a sinker-slider curveball combo already up there. Showing us your watch list. I actually haven't watched anyone in the draft pool this time. Haha. So, not this time. It'll be interesting to see who else takes him. Did not lose a game in his high school career. Only gave up 17 earned runs over 230 innings pitched. Is pretty good. Oop. Gabe. Tetsuiji.
Sendai.
There we go. Endo Usaburo Toshu Kurume Shogyo Koto. That's 2 teams in for Endo. Let's see what happens. with the rest of the draft.
東京近市
The Golden Kites, managed by Sean Young. 大工新治捕手銚子商業高等. Well, we knew there was going to be a catcher in this year's draft. I just don't think anyone expected it would be that catcher. Mostly because we got to go kind of a ways down in the draft list. There's our guy. A little off the board, but you're looking at a dependable catcher with some decent stats in the high school level. Leader, good defensive skills. Definitely a project off in the distance, but he'll play at the Winter League level.
Hiroshima
田口義井投手都海大札幌高等. Our second pitcher has been called. This one, Yoshii Taguchi. Bit more of a raw prospect. Another four pitch mix, fastball slider primary combo. Maybe not a change-oof. And a sinker there is there as well. 4 years of high school play, so you might want to worry about the levered or the mileage on the arm. Sidearm can throw up to 100 miles per hour. That is a very interesting option. Yes, splitsy, but you'll manage. Had a bit of a speed bump in 2041, but a solid pitching choice regardless.
Yokohama
The Astros, newly taken over by Eddie Collins. Nakagawa Tetsuhiro, Gayashu, Oita Shogyo Koto. And we have our second position player selected. This one, Tetsuhiro Nakagawa. One of the top outfielders in the draft this year. You're not looking at the defense, you are looking at the bat. 70 power, 80 I, 65 avoid Ks. You're looking at someone who slugged over 1,000 in 3 of his high school seasons. His best was his freshman year, putting up a 2.09 OPS. That is ridiculous. And as a lefty bat, yeah, that'll play. He's a ways off in terms of development, but the Astros made a solid choice here.
Kansai
Nakagawa Tetsuhiro, Gayashu, Oita Shogyo Koto. I know it's a good pick because I picked the same guy. So we're going to be going into a lottery. Oh dear. Who's next? Fukuoka, right?
Fukuoka
The Vipers, run by Palfonso, who's sadly on a cruise right now and unable to partake in the festivities. I'm going to be managing his team after the draft. Taguchi Yoshii, Toshu, Tokai Dai Sapporo Koto. That's 2 teams in for Taguchi.
Saitama
The Panthers, Final 4 last season, knocked off the Bulls in the first stage, bowed out to the Aces in a close-fought final. Endo Usaburo, Toshu, Kurumek Shogyo Koto. I feel like we've had other first pick, or more diverse first picks. I could take a look at the previous videos, I guess.
Nagoya
The Dolphins, Chody unfortunately unable to attend this, but he's done well with the Dolphins, just looking for that ring. Endo Usaburo, Toshu, Kurume Shogyo Koto. 3 teams in for Endo. Sorry, 4. My goodness. That's going to be a busy wheel.
Osaka
Yeah, it's Ludwig's League. We just play in it. Minami Takeshi, Hoshu, Ube Shogyo Koto. People were talking this guy's name in the chat, and now we can say he's been nominated by someone. The big catcher, the big bat in this prospect pool, Takeshi Minami. Decent personality, good defense. The bat is ridiculous. 6 wins above replacement in each of his 2 high school careers. OPS nearing 2. That's right, Tactile Next. It is the best day of the year in TGS. I guess you could make an argument that bat-wise, Nakagawa is slightly better because of the BABIP being 10 better, offsetting the 5 power, but Minami's at a premium position with premium defense.
Kyoto.
Who are the aces going to go for? The reigning Japan champions. First in franchise history, by the way. Taguchi Yoshii, Toshu, Tokaidai Sapporo Koto. 3 for Taguchi. And the last pick, the top team in the league last year by regular season record.
Tokyo Jaguars.
Minami Takeshi, Hoshu, Ube Shogyo Koto. I will say that this is the most catchers we've had in the first round, and the first time we've had a player with only 1 kanji in each of its first and last name. Wow. We had a bunch of zigs, few zags, and 1 player go uncontested, so congrats to the Golden Kites, you got your dude.
ラウンドが完了しました。抽選の完了をするためにぜひお越しください。
So, Shinji Daiku going to the Golden Kites. He wanted that catcher. He's going to get him. The other 4 players are going up for grabs. By the way, Wheel of Names now has the option of spinning multiple wheels at once, if we wanted, and having all of them on screen at once. So I'm going to go ahead and update. Tokyo Kinshi goes uncontested. Is that the right row? Yes. It is their 3rd uncontested draft pick. All right, let's do the singles first. Minami, the big name on the board. Between the Bulls and the Jaguars, which of the 2 major metropoli will host Minami? The best get better. The Tokyo Jaguars have selected Takeshi Minami. Oh, people are happy about that. That is a loss for Osaka and a win for the Jaguars. That moves the Jaguars to 5-13 in lotteries. The Bulls down to 5-11. Next up, for Nakagawa, between the Astrals and the Cubs. The Astrals have their man, Nakagawa's Yokohama bound. Rats. I was really hoping to pick him up. That moves me to 3-11, and the Astrals up to 7-9. Only 2 teams, only 1 team is at 500. That's the Nagoya Dolphins. The Pirates went 6-6, but they are defunct now. It's the Fukuoka Vipers who run that show. For Yoshii Taguchi, Vipers, Aces, Phoenix. Phoenix getting a big help with a new pitching arm. Who was the other one? It was Kyoto, right? So that moves Kyoto to 5-7. Fukuoka to 0-1. And the Phoenix to 7-9. 1 wheel remains for Usaburo Endo. Dolphins, Woodpeckers, Bruisers, or Panthers. 2 playoff teams, 2 bottom dwellers. The Panthers' blessed luck continues. Snaggle picks up Endo, and he joins Yukichi Tahata. Oh, that is a dangerous-looking rotation. That is, by the way, 3 lottery wins in the last 6 years. Snags really turning that franchise's luck around. Poor Sapporo, poor Sendai. Sendai now 3-15. Oh, dearie me. Well, let's find out how the rest of this goes. I'll be right back. Going to play you some music while I prep the second choices for everyone. This song is one of my favorite Japanese ones. It is Can Do by Grand Rodeo. Enjoy, folks. I'll be back in a flash.
じゃないか弱さを見捨てて前になんか進めやしない
Oh, Poly6 is an excellent choice. Japan's answer to Devo, a question that was never asked. All right, back to the floor of the Shinagawa Prince Hotel. The GMs have conferred with their assistants, and now it's time to see. Well, first off, there's the 5 players that have been successfully selected. 7 teams remain. Wonder who's going to go next.
第一巡選択を希望選手札幌
釜井正宏投手慶信コート Let's go take a look at Masahiro Kamai. Only 4 pitches, one of which is a change-off, but you look at the pitching profile and you can see, okay, the stuff is there, the suppression of home runs and BABIP is there. If he develops, you're looking at an excellent number 2. The only knock against him is that he lost his rotation spot in high school in his final year. Only started 8 games out of a possible 16. No injury as a result. We'll see if anyone else is named Kamai.
Sendai
坂井和富投手金足農業高等 This was one of the other arms that I had my eyeballs on. I'm pretty sure I named him somewhere in the list because he's basically the better version of Kamai. Yeah, the movement's not there. The stuff definitely is. Already a top fastball in the J. Slider, curveball, splitter. You hope some of those pitches develop. 55. Oh, Kamai, 30 stamina. Oh, dear. Did anyone think to check? Hang on a second. Oh, no. Well, that's going to be a very good reliever for you. Oof, ouchie, my bones. Anyways, great results here from Sakai. Last year was his first in which he actually took a loss, so maybe he just got tired out. Kanashi Nogyo, winners of last year's real Koshien tournament, if memory serves, so interesting little bit of synchronicity there.
Kansai
Please, no one else. Sugai Koko, Nayashu, Funabashi Koto. Another high schooler, another infielder. Yuto Hara was the top pick last year. This year we're going for Koko Sugai. Probably does not stick at second base unless he gets some defensive boosts. The height probably profiles well at first base. The outfield range, he might be an outfielder or a super utility guy, but you're going for the speed, you're going for the bat. Not much in terms of pop, but double-digit triples in every single high school year. That plays. He's got those 2 dogs in him, yo. We'll see if anyone else noms Sugai, but Kansai might be in love with a Koko. Yes, that's true. I do play in a home or happy park.
Fukuoka
Sakai Kazutomi Toshu Kanashi Nogyo Koto. That's 2 in for Sakai.
Nagoya
Who are the Dolphins going to go for? Sakai Kazutomi Toshu Kanashi Nogyo Koto. 3 teams in for Sakai.
Osaka
Make that 4. The Bulls in for Sakai as well. This may be the busiest second pass-through we've had in terms of lottery. I'm impressed.
Kyoto
Who are the aces going to pick? Kamai Masahiro Toshu Keishin Koto. So the ace is thinking, there's our long man or our Kamiya equivalent. They want in on Kamai.
ラウンドが管理をしました。中世の管理をするためにぜひお越しください。
Well, Koko Sugai comes to the Cubs, and we are instantly going to be training him up in outfield. Definitely a nice change of pace. So, the wheels. Bruisers and aces for Kamai services. And the Japan Series champions win the lottery here. Kyoto now goes to 6-7. Sapporo to 4-15. Oh, those poor souls. The only team who's worse is me. 3-11. Oh, and Sendai's in pretty rough shape too. Speaking of which, let's go check them out. Let's remove wheel 2. 4 teams in for Kazutomi Sakai. Woodpeckers actually pick up a win. Kazutomi Sakai heads to the frozen north. Well, not frozen. Sapporo's further north. Nicely done there for the Woodpeckers. Unfortunately, that means the Bulls, the Dolphins, and the Vipers are going back to the well again. Osaka now 5-12. Ouch. Well, back into the... Be right back. We'll see how round 3 goes. Hopefully, we still have players available by the time this is all done. I've been listening to a lot of Atarashi Gakko lately. In particular, this song, One Heart. They found gospel music, and it's good. And we're back. Third pass of the first round. Let's see if we've got enough to cap it off here.
第一巡選択を希望選手札幌
原田仁吉投手横浜商業高校 Yes, another pitcher. This one's an interesting option, I think. The stamina's there. The change youth is there, but at worst case, you got a fastball cutter combo that will play in the majors. It'll be interesting to see where he slots in this Bruisers rotation if he sticks around and nobody else called him.
Fukuoka
谷本豪輝捕手愛知産業大学 A college pick here. And another catcher. This is definitely the most catchers we've had in the first round. Goki Tanimoto. The strikeouts are going to be an issue, over 100 in each of his college seasons. But who cares? He sells out. This is a 3 true outcomes kind of guy. Looks like he's got a decent personality too. No injury risk. The Vipers mentioned that they were interested in catchers. So maybe they're trying to accelerate moving on past Shigeko Yada by dealing with Goki Tanimoto.
Nagoya
Kanda Kengo Nayashu Fujioka Chuo Koto. We head to the infield for this one. Kengo Kanda, the best third baseman or corner infield option. Big contact bat. Decent power, decent gap, over 30 doubles in each of his high school seasons. Wow, look at the slugging on those. Yeah, I think a few people were hoping he'd be around, but you guys got to see the actual picks people made to understand how far down the list some of these are. I didn't have another slide prepared for Tanimoto, so hopefully no one else picks him for the Vipers. Who did the Bulls take?
大阪
Nakabayashi Yoshikazu, Nayashu, Ogawa Koto. And that will lock in the final pick here. Yoshikazu Nakabayashi, again, contact and gap heavy infielder. Could play anywhere on the diamond. Might be able to refine enough to be a shortstop, but more likely he's a switch hitting third baseman. Those can be hard to come by. Oh, and he's got outfield ratings too. Decent ones. So, yeah, super utility dude. Definitely plays. And I believe that is everyone.
ラウンドが完了しました
So, just to run it down from top to bottom, pitcher Jinkichi Harada for the Bruisers, pitcher Kazutomi Sakai for the Woodpeckers, catcher Shinji Daiku for the Golden Kites, pitcher Yoshi Taguchi for the Phoenix, outfielder Tetsuhiro Nakagawa for the Astrals, utility dude Koko Sugai for the Cubs, catcher Goki Tanimoto for the Vipers, pitcher Usaburo Endo, one of the big prizes of the draft, going to the Panthers, Kengo Kanda to the Dolphins, Yoshikazu Nakabayashi, the infielder, to the Bulls, Masahiro Kamai to the Aces, and Takeshi Minami, the big bat catcher, off to the Jaguars. These picks will be entered into Stats Plus shortly, at which point the rest of the draft will continue. We have until Saturday, I think end of day Saturday, to finish all 10 rounds. Please make sure that you have list pick selected for the shortlisted players and auto pick selected if you don't care who gets drafted, so that way we can continue and finish up on time. You'll see me next, possibly on Saturday. I might do a little Out of the Park 27 stuff. I've got a save to fast forward 40 years into the future to get to the year 2067 for my Canadian Baseball Confederation. And otherwise, on Wednesday, with Return of the Stampede in Power Pros. Maybe I'll actually win a game this time. Time is precious, folks. I'm grateful you've chosen to spend some of yours with me tonight. Firage, take us out. Have a great rest of the week. I'll see you soon.